Hey guys, it's Dr. Ryan here with Cathlab Fit. Bringing to you an exercise today. Just finished a workout, and today we're going to focus on balance. So balance is something that's definitely my weak point. I'm definitely not good at balancing, but I think it's something that's really important for all of us to achieve, not just in exercise and fitness, but in all of life. I confess I think we can all get into a point where it's hard to keep balance overall. But today we're going to focus a workout that's explicitly just focusing on keeping balance. So we're going to do a couple different balance postures. The origination of this is yoga-centric, but it's not, as you know, I'm not a true yogi like some of our instructors in our Cathlab are, but I'm going to at least take you through a couple of balance postures. You'll notice I'm super weak at balance, but I'm going to try because each part of this builds a different part of that neural connection that helps us maintain the balance in our body. It's also going to help strengthen some muscles, and this is kind of a static workout. So don't be surprised if just by taking a couple minutes here, you're still sweating at the end of this, because each of your muscles are going to work for each part of this. So for this exercise, I recommend doing this either barefoot or without shoes, just so you get the maximum amount of ability to balance. And without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and get started. All right, so let's start out with just something very simple. First, we're just going to do a couple of stretches up and over to the side. We just want to get our body kind of nice and limber. We want to make sure that we're nice and even to start moving our body. We want to make sure that we start doing a couple of basic things here. So from here, we're just going to stretch our arms up, reach up, push our hands away, stretch our chest, reach all the way down to the floor. Now this time when you come up, I want you to start to bring your hands into either a prayer stance, martial arts kind of stance. What I want you to do is just kind of slowly bring your left foot into the air, and you're going to keep your left foot right in front of you. Here you're going to start doing some flexion, dorsiflexion, flexion, dorsiflexion. Now let's bring that foot back down. Now right foot right up into the air, and again flexion, dorsiflexion, flexion, dorsiflexion. One foot up. Now you'll notice that I'm shaking a bit more on my left. I'm usually a bit more weak when I'm balancing on my left. You might find that. I think that part of these balance exercises, they really expose some asymmetry in our body strength, which I think can be really helpful in our learning. So let's get started in our first balance pose. First balance pose is a very simple tree pose. So in this instance, we're going to start to tuck our leg as high as we can up into our thigh. Now, if you need help, have something that you can hold. I have a little bar over here, my treadmill, otherwise a chair, keep something nearby. But once you get yourself into a position, you're just going to kind of settle in here. The point of this is to be quite peaceful. Now, a couple of things I do want to point out when you do this pose. It's really helpful to find like a focal point. Try as much as you can to tighten your glutes, tighten your thighs, because that's going to help you keep your balance a bit better, making sure that you're not going to fall over. As we do this, like I said, keeping a focal point is good. If you're looking all over the room, that can be a little challenging. If this is too easy for you, or you can start to bring your hands up into the air and start looking up in the air. That can create a little extra challenge for you. If it's getting a little hard, again, you can go ahead and fall out of your tree, tuck yourself back in as necessary. But done on that side, let's go ahead and shake that out for a second. Give ourselves a few moments rest, and you probably know what we're going to do next. We're going to tuck our leg into the other side for a tree. And again, you'll notice I'm a bit more shaky on my left side. This is that asymmetry in my body that I'm trying to work out. And I think some of these balance postures really help to do this. So again, what am I doing to help that? I'm embracing that asymmetry. I recognize that I'm not totally even, and I think that's something I can build on. I'm also helping to tighten this leg as much as I can, tighten that glute, tighten that thigh, using my feet, building that neural connection to the ground, really trying to stabilize myself as much as I can, even when I'm trying to fall out of that position. So again, if you are feeling comfortable, raise your hands up, looking up in the sky. You can notice that for me, that made it a little harder on this side, falling in and out of it, and that's okay. You might find this super easy. You might find this challenging, but I think that's the point of this exercise. All right, let's come out of that. All right, we're going to bring ourselves into our next move. Next move is going to be a little bit of a combination of balance, but also a little bit of strength building too. So we're going to go again onto our right foot here. We're going to bring our leg up. Now first, we're going to bring kind of our knee up into the sky. Now if you are into martial arts, you can hold the martial arts pose. You can kind of get into a position here. From here, all we're going to do is we're going to extend our leg out straight and bring it back in. We're going to extend our leg out straight. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it back in. Extend our leg out straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bringing it back in. Extend our leg out straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that's too much for you, feel free to hold in this knee position. Feel free to keep a finger on something if you need that balance. Otherwise, try to do it the full way. All right, let's bring ourselves back into our other leg. We're going to do that on the other leg. We're going to get our single leg sitting back down here. Right leg, knee comes up. Again, get into some sort of pose that you feel comfortable. Whatever feels good. Keep your hands to your side, keep your hands up in the air, whatever you prefer. And again, we're going to bring our foot out. Keep our foot there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it back in. Okay, we're going to keep our leg out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it back in. Extend foot out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it back in. Extend your foot out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it back in and down. Shake it out. Give your leg a little bit of a movement there. All right. Next move, we're going to try to build ourselves into a little bit of a tabletop kind of position here. So start this position initially by reaching down to our toes, putting your balance onto your right leg. From here, you're going to extend your left leg far back. And then from here, start to, as slow as you can, as you can see I'm tumbling, bring your hands up into as flat a position as possible for tabletop. Now, I'm not making this look pretty. I'm sure some of you guys can make this look amazing. And if you can't, that's okay too. I'm doing it even though I'm not looking pretty. I just want to make sure I'm building that core strength, building up some balance. And if you fall out, it's cool. Shake it off, find your position, and get right back into it. And we're going to come down, all right? We're going to do that again on the other side. You guessed it. Again, reach ourselves back down to the floor. Give ourselves a little bit of balance onto our left leg. Right leg comes out straight as you can hold it. You're going to come up into position. I need a little balance on this left. I'm going to take my hands off. Now that I'm stabilized, I'm going to hold this here. See how you can do. The tumble on the left is always more challenging for me. I shake it out, and I pop right back into it. And if you can't, that's cool. Sometimes I don't mind holding. Giving myself a little extra stability still gives me a chance to work those muscles and progress them up. So that's part of the exercise. The struggle is the exercise. So good. All right, back in to position. All right, so we take ourselves through a couple of those moves. All right, next is very simple. We're just going to do a couple of really quick floor movements here. This is really just going to help us keep our balance. What we're going to do here is we're just going to come down to the floor. From here, hold a little bit of a plank position. And every once in a while, I just want you to take your one foot off the ground and raise it up into the sky. Holding it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back down. And then the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do this 3 times each leg. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Took us through quick sub 10 minute balance postures. feel free and work that through a little bit more. Hopefully this helps a couple of people. And if this doesn't feel easy to you, that's too super cool. If it's too easy, let me know that. You can find ways to make it more challenging. All right, guys. Hope you enjoy.